gentlemen, and welcome to your Farming Simulator 15 map Spotlight, where I have the sound way too high again. There we go. This is... I've forgotten the name of the map already, which is good. The Forest of Dean map. Apologies to the map maker. This does look like a lot of equipment, doesn't it? It looks like a bit of overkill for, you know, starter equipment, but then you look at the map and you see actually there is quite a lot in the map. You start off with 7 fields, which I believe need to be seeded straight away. I'm just going to check field 41. In fact, I'm going to check the PDA as it is. Yes, they all need to be seeded. Not quite sure about this ridiculous white marking on the road. I don't think that's particularly realistic. I think that's just a problem with the texture he used for the road. This does look like it was originally meant to be a 2013 map, but because either the map maker ran out of time or he had intended it to be a 2015 map and was just using Giants Editor 2013 and picked some wrong textures. Yeah, he just picked bad textures looking at the trees. That's something that shouldn't happen. Yeah, map maker, smooth. Oh god. I was thinking this is going to be a brilliant map because it is British style and the map maker seemed somewhat competent. And it does look quite good from what I've seen of it so far. Unfortunately, I can't see much more. So I'll just swap to the spare driftmobile that was parked over here in the beginning that I never saw. So this is the Forest of Dean map. It is based in a fictional version of Wales. And... oh, that is not the grass texture on this map, is it? Down by fields 30 and 31. Oh god, that is the grass texture for that grass texture is horrific. Yeah, that's definitely not the nicest looking texture. That's something you'll probably have to reskin. Where's the way out of here? I'm lost. So yeah, I suppose the best thing to do is to go around the sell points. Again, bigger map. This is a very big map by the looks of it. So there is a likelihood that I won't cover a lot of things, and there's a decent likelihood that it won't be a particularly detailed map, just because bigger maps tend to be a bit less detailed by their nature. There's almost memory limitations on what can and can't be done in the game. So I can accept bigger maps being less detailed. I would, however, like there to have been traffic splines. The map maker does explain this away quite easily. This map is intended for multiplayer, and my god, I can believe it from the size. So I'm going to try and get down to the garden centre, which appears to be to have a tip point. I'm not sure if they're all registered as selling points, though. That could be an issue. I have to be careful with the trees because 2015 trees. And they are, you can see the little branches sticking out, and they're slightly different colour to the rest of the tree. That means they are 2015 trees. They can all be cut. There is a... well, it's the Forest of Dean the map is based in, so obviously you're going to have a lot of trees. Did I miss a turning point? Or am I just inept at navigation? Oh, I see what the problem is. To get to the garden centre, I need to go up through here, which is troublesome. Yeah, map maker, you might want to look at the roads on the map again. Some of them are like the one I managed to get my primary driftmobile stuck in. Some of them are a bit like this and just go off at weird angles that are a bit unnatural, to put it nicely. So let's have a look at the tip point in the garden centre. It is... Good lord, that's a giant pile. It's back here somewhere. Working scales. That's always nice to see. So the tip point here accepts... Or is it a buying point? I'm not sure. It accepts wood chips. And that's it. So you can only sell wood chips here at the garden centre, which kind of makes sense, I suppose. There's also geopower somewhere. It's going to be our next stop, actually. So we can just blast out of here and head straight down to geopower, which involves going around this bend again. I knew that'd happen. And this time we go this way. We go pretty much back the way we came, and we turn right up here. Yes, here. And this should bring us into geopower. Yes. This is just the wood chip facility from Westbridge Hills, or Bjornholm. So you'll all have seen this by now, I hope. Nice use of it though. It does seem to be in a decent positioning. A somewhat believable one anyway. I like the gates, the way they move. I don't know if they are locking gates. I'd probably presume not, because this does appear to be one of the farms. Greenfield Farm, so I'm presuming that this is actually one of your bases, and these tip points over here are, because I'm uneasy I'll find out, these are hardly storage points. Let's have a check. Greenfield Farm. No, you can sell wheat and barley here. I don't know if there's actually a storage point on this map. So I guess this is the tip point for wheat and barley. At a completely wild guess. It could be main storage. You can sell straw and hay over there, in that shed there. Nice use of the NI modding sheds, by the way. Very nice use of them, and a nice array of them there. So our next stop is going to be Smithwick's Ale. And if you say Smithwick's, you're wrong. It's Smithwick's. I should know. I drink the stuff occasionally. Oh, this is a one-way street. Okay. If I'm on a UK map, I do tend to take a bit of notice of where the one-way streets are and what the deal is with them. But they're very rare, and it's very far between them. So it looks like there's a roundabout here. Oh, there is. I'll have to go around the roundabout, which is insanely hilly and has a few trees on top. I'm not quite sure how realistic that is. I've been to Scotland and England a few times, and I've never seen a roundabout like that, and I live in Ireland, and again, no roundabouts like that here, so that's a bit unusual. No random bumpy... Did I run over something? I think I ran over something. Smithwick's is down this way. That's a bit of a tight turn to be taking a tractor around, isn't it? I wouldn't like to be trying to get the man truck around here. That would not be fun. Or oh, yeah. This is a bit of a tight entry to the sell point. And if you're selling to Smithwick's Ale, you're gonna get stuck in the top of this. So I'm gonna have to just try and ram it through. There we go. That should be smoothed out a bit as well, if I'm being critical. That works. Here's the sell point at Smithwick's. Here is another weigh station for on the way out. That is a nice bit of detail there, actually, having two weigh stations, because to work out the tonnage you need to weigh before and after you empty the trailer, to work out the weight of the empty trailer and any residues left behind, so you get the exact amount of what you have tipped. Let me see, where is our next stop? We will probably go to Hanson Mill Biogen 2 area, down in the southeast. So like I said, bigger maps tend to get a bit less detail. both of those signs are facing the same way. I'd kind of like to see roundabout signs somewhere on the map. Also, I want to check. Yeah, those signs are solid. They have full collisions. This is probably going to be a bit of a longer video just from the size of the map. This does appear to be a 4x map. Or it might not be, but it does have that feeling that it is intentionally humongous for... yeah, this is 4x. I should say, while I'm just driving around, there are 2 errors in the log. Well, both of them related to the map. One is that the height or width is not 2 to the n. It's just in a slightly wrong size from what I could make of it. And the other is that the map is in a raw file format, which I don't think should cause much of a problem. It is stability and performance concerns nonetheless, so it's best I point those out. I've missed out a cell point here. That was the BGA. That's just a random thing. So there's another cell point up in here, and this is a grain dump. This is a mill of some description. Hanson Mill. And are there 2 way stations or just the one? 2 way stations. I could go out that way, but I'm not going to because it would just bring me out the completely wrong direction. I'm gonna go down this way because I want to go to the left here. And then I want to go... Are there 2? Oh, that's just pointing out where the bunkers are. So there's 2 cell points in the biogas facility apparently. Not quite sure what the deal is there. I think that might just be Giant's engine screwing up slightly. This way. No. Yes. Is this the... No, I've gone the wrong way. There are some areas where the tire texture just doesn't come up, which is a bit odd. I don't like the fact that the tire texture is pure white. A simple change of texture will fix that, but the issue there is you will pretty much have to go into the map file and... oh no, you can... Yeah, you will have to open up the map file and manually change the texture, which just basically means you replace the current probably asphalt file with a different one. This is the root veg, so you sell potatoes and sugar beet here. Again, the 2 way stations. And there's something up there that doesn't have a name on it. I'm just gonna skip through like this so that I can see what it is. And this is probably gonna be a slightly longer video than I would like and that I usually put up. What's going on over here? Is this wood cell point? Is there a way around the back here? No. I'll just reverse and go around this side. There's a way around the back over here. Way around the back? Yes, there is. This is apparently completely dead space. Ah! This is, I believe, a slurry cell point, which is a bit odd. Actually, very odd. And next on our stop is it like Walnut Farm? In the center of the map. So instead of using the road system, from now on I'm just going to be a bit cheaty and drive straight across, because I've managed to miss out a farm and there's one up in the northeast that I've also missed, but I've hit the shop. Not quite sure you get saplings on the map, or even if you, well, I presume you can, I'm just not sure where. This map could have been set up for 2013 forestry, so well, this is version 1.1 that I'm looking at. There's a version 2. It's an updated version. I was originally going to do version 1, but luckily for the map maker, the newer version actually arrived before I could make the video. So I gave them the benefit of the doubt. Well, I say the benefit of the doubt. If a new version arrives after I've downloaded a map that I can look at, I will just download the new version and look at that instead. Normally the newer versions are just minor bug fixes, but I prefer to be fair on the map makers and give them a fair shot at equality. And this is your storage. Wheat, barley. Oh, hang on a second. Apparently the fill planes are a bit weird, so they won't work properly, but you will have to you have to shovel out the wheat, barley, OSR and maize. I haven't seen sugar beet and potato storage, so that might not be available on the map, and you may have to sell it directly, unless it's at the other farm up in the northeast. So I'll just go up there and have a quick look. I do like this map. I prefer if the fields weren't square. And a field, I've just spotted field 5 has incorrect boundaries set by the looks of things. Some of the fields do seem to have that issue, and you can normally tell that that has happened when the numbers are off center. It's a fairly easy problem to fix. All you have to do is go into Giant's Editor and reset the field boundaries, but it's a reasonably common issue with bigger maps, with the 4x, 2x, 4x, 16x and 8x maps. That's... whoa, 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 whoa. That is not acceptable. Just... I've seen giant rocks literally on the side of the road before, but that is a bit silly. Although he did allow... the map maker did allow you to pull around it by including the round hedge there, so that's kind of okay, I suppose. If I get this driftmobile stuck, by the way, it's the end of the map spotlight, because I'm not resetting him. Actually, I should probably reset the other one just to see if there's a reset point set on the map. So this is another farm. There is an animal farm as well that I haven't looked at yet. Why do you do this to me? Why did I do this to myself? So these are silage bunkers. And over here, potatoes and sugar beet stores. What's over here? Straw and... wow, that's nice. You can store straw. But no grass, silage. Well, silage can be stored in the 2 clamps. No grass and mixed ration store. That's a bit of an unusual one. That's not a complaint, that's just a comment. It's unusual to see just a wheat store. Across the fields to this final farm, which houses all the animals but the chickens. The chickens were back in that town we passed through. So we'll have a look at... okay, I have actually looked at all the sell points. These are just storage points now, apparently. So we'll go over and have a look at... you know what, I presume that the grass and silage and stuff would actually be stored over here at the animal farm. So let's see how right I am. Oh wait, there's all the egg sell points in the town. The chickens are actually over here at this farm that I'm headed to. And here it is. Now, how do I get in? See, this is the issue about when you don't follow the roads. You end up arriving at a completely random point and you have no idea how to get in, so you have to follow a wall until you find a bit that you can use. Can I go through here? I'm in the chickens. Sorry, chickens. That was not the way in. Apparently the way in is over here. Is this a way in? This is a way in. So when you go in, is that a fill point or no? Oh, what's going on here then? When you arrive in, you drive through the cow zone, which is why the two grids are there. You have slurry and the milk there. Where's the manure? Please remember that I am figuring these maps out as I go through them, so sometimes I will end up a bit confused. I'm not quite sure where the manure store is. If I were to guess, and it is a wild guess, I would say you have to clean out or muck out the shed to get at the manure. So let's just see what's in here, because it does say there is another tip point, which I think might just be the side clamps over there. There's plenty of storage on the map though, and I'm yet to go through the starter vehicles, which you've seen some of already. That's a nice bale stacking area actually in there. And yes, that tip point I saw was just the two silage clamps. So let's just head back to the shop and show you what you begin with here. And comically, normally I'm complaining the equipment's too big for the map, and here I think the equipment's a bit too small, because you've got the Samplo and the Samplo header and a trailer for it. You get the Hurleyman, the obligatory Agrostar at this point, and a T4. The T4 is probably actually a good size for what you're going with. Blue and green Brantners, two obligatory Vitus M's. That Kuhn plough I thought was a mod for the longest time. You actually get two of them, looking over. A bale trailer, a round baler. Now this is better for UK style farm, because I've seen, well, just by living in Ireland, I've seen mainly round bales. It's fairly rare to see square bales stacked up in a field, or stacked up anywhere. It's primarily rounds, but the squares tend to be stored in a field normally, especially straw bales. Two cockerlings, a shovel, a pallet fork, and a bale fork that's glitched into the ground. Of course, the front loader attachment for the T4 was for any New Holland. A sprayer, a spray tank, and a pellet sprayer, as well as, let's see, two 700 kilo weights and two 1000 kilo weights. I'm going to keep this map, and I'm going to check for updates of it. Now, I won't be posting any update videos, but just for my own sake, and because I do like British and Irish style maps, I'm going to be checking for updates of this map. It does have a lot of potential. The problems I've found are minor, and they can be sorted relatively easily by the map maker. I saw that. Not quite sure if that's supposed to be happening, but these textures fade out of existence if you go too far away. These textures are overlapping slightly. You can just see there that the black is a bit jittery. That just means the textures are overlapping in a way that they don't want to, and they're not happy and trying to fight over who comes out on top. Same here. I think the shop's just set a bit too low or a bit too high. Otherwise that wouldn't be an issue. My guess is a bit too high, because this is actually part of the shop texture. So if I were the map maker, I'd lower it down maybe 2 clicks. I'd lower it down a nudge. It would place this end a bit precariously close to the ground, but I'd almost be tempted to say the map maker should consider just completely flattening the area around the shop, like this area around here, and maybe have a bit of a steeper hill going down, and that way they can actually put the shop so that these curbs are just above the ground texture here. and just raise this texture up and flatten it off, or lower the shop, flatten off this texture here, flatten off this area here a bit more, and that'll get rid of the jittery problem. If you want to do that yourself in Giants Editor, feel free. But yes, this has been your accidentally extended, because the map is a lot larger than I expected, and I will probably keep it because I do like indecently large maps. I'm insane, of course. If you want to download the map, the link is of course in the description. I'm running blanks. I'm just, my mind is running blank because it's 4:30 in the morning and I haven't slept yet, and I probably won't sleep. My name is my name has been RainbowDave. You've been watching your Farming Simulator 15 map spotlight on the Forest of Dean map. And yes, I did forget the map name again. Like I said, very late. But this is what happens when I look at a good map that makes me happy and I'm tired. You don't want to see what happens with a map that just annoys me a little bit when I'm tired, because it just ends up being insulting in general. This has been the Forest of Dean map. It is a very, very good map. The map maker in the V1 description said it is actually their first map that they've made, and for a first attempt, this is really good. I mean, this is... I've seen map makers bring out 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 maps, and they couldn't come close to this level of, well, number one, detail, because there are just lovely little details like the town, and I think the road system, the textures should be, or could be replaced by something a bit more 2015 friendly, I'll say. I know Chris7710 had the same issue where he used to always use those road textures, which, by the way, I think are very monolithic. I don't particularly like them, but they're these road textures aren't 2015 friendly particularly, so I would recommend, if you're watching Mapmaker, I'd recommend changing these for something a bit more FS15 friendly, maybe gravel, or the roads from Bjornholm. That they'd look really nice here, especially seeing as it's a European style map. I think those roads would fit really nicely on this map. But yeah, that's kind of my opinions, and I think it's really, really good for a first map. I have to be honest, really good for a first map, and other than some minor issues like the texturing and the weird rocks out of nowhere that the Driftmobile got stuck on, it's pretty solid. I mean, there's no real errors other than the map error, which that's inexperience, really. That's not laziness or anything, that's just inexperience and making a relatively small slip up in composing the map. When you download the map, it will be in a zip file, and there will be 2 files in it. The first file is, well, one of the files is the map itself, and the second is the chopped straw mod. I did say I'm tired. let me rage in peace and be mad. The second is the chopped straw mod, and the reason the chopped straw mod is in is because it has been partially converted to 2015, and if you do a field of straw, or a field of wheat, or a field of barley, I think possibly canola, with the straw chopper on, you'll actually get a little texture on the ground, showing the straw has been chopped, which I think is nice. I just realised I've gone through the whole spiel about 5 minutes ago, about, you know, the goodbye spiel, but I'll go through it again, seeing as I've nattered on a bit about things that I think are good and bad, and you do have to unzip the zip file you download, of course, and fairly easy. Just copy the two files into your mods folder. No real issues other than that. That I haven't mentioned anyway. It is a 200 megabyte download on, I think, uploaded. I think. I could be wrong. I probably am wrong. But yeah. I've been RainbowDave. This has been your Farming Simulator 15 map spotlight on the Forest of Dean map, which I totally didn't almost forget the name of again. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe if you want more of these. Thank you very, very much once again for watching, and goodbye. You're not a mob, you're a plow.